The 109th running of the Indianapolis 500 is just around the corner, and 33 drivers have locked their places into the field for Sunday's greatest spectacle in racing. Before we see who lines up where, make sure to like the video and subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss another TWIR upload. But now, here's your starting grid for the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500. Unfortunately, there was one driver bumped from the field, and that would be the number 51 Miller High Life entry for Jacob Abel, who ran a 4-lap average on bump day of 226.394 miles an hour, which was still not enough even after Rinus VeeKay withdrew his run and ended up going slower. So unfortunately, the Kentucky native will miss his first attempt at the 500. Two Penske cars will line up in the back row after a technical infraction that swept through the paddock. Joseph Newgarden and Will Power's cars were found before the Fast 12 qualifying session to have modified rear attenuators. Technical inspection could not find evidence that the two cars had the attenuator modifications for Saturday qualifying, so they were allowed to keep their Saturday qualifying speeds. So Power and Newgarden will start 32nd and 33rd. No one has ever won from the back row, but Joseph Newgarden will have to if he wants to achieve an Indianapolis 500 hat trick. And Rinus VeeKay was the slowest car to get in the field on bump day qualifying with an average speed of 226.913 miles an hour. This is his first year for Dale Coyne and his worst start ever at the 500 after never starting lower than 7th before this year. Moving up to row 10, every driver below 12th place will move up 2 spots. Marcus Armstrong and Marco Andretti were in the last row shootout, but still made it comfortably with speeds of 229.091 and 229.741 miles an hour respectively. And Graham Rahal finally did not have to endure bump day, locking himself in provisionally 30th on Saturday, but he will start 28th after the penalties to the two Penske cars. After a huge accident during Saturday qualifying, Colton Herta's number 26 Andretti Global team got the backup car prepared and were able to make it into the field, qualifying 27th with a speed of 230.192 miles an hour. Joining him on row 9 are the two Dreyer and Reinbold cars, Jack Harvey in 26th with a 230.348 mile an hour speed, and Ryan Hunter-Reay just slightly ahead of him with a 230.363. Those two Dreyer and Reinbold cars have always been nose to tail throughout the month, and that continued when qualifying rolled around. After being bumped last year driving for Dale Coyne, Nolan Siegel will make his first 500 start driving for Arrow McLaren from the outside of row number 8 in 24th place. He had a qualifying speed of 230.571 miles an hour. And Kyle Kirkwood, who is currently second in the IndyCar Championship, had a miserable qualifying by his standards, ending up only 23rd with a 230.917 mile an hour speed. And the drive for 5 will start from 22nd this year. Helio Castroneves showed incredible race pace in the opening week of practice, but his qualifying speed wasn't quite there. The 4-time winner will start from 22nd place with an average speed of 230.978 miles per hour. The speeds creep up a little more when we get to row 7. Callum Ilott lines up 21st. Louis Foster in his very first 500 qualified 20th with a speed of 231.058 miles an hour. And far off last year's qualifying effort in the 17 car, Kyle Larson will line up 19th after originally qualifying 21st. His speed was a 231.326, but it will be exciting to watch the 2021 NASCAR Cup champ work through the field on Sunday. Moving up to row 6, Christian Rasmussen will start 18th with a speed of 231.438 miles an hour. The highest finishing rookie is going to have some work to do once the race starts on Sunday. And Stingray Robb, driving a beautiful U.S. Constitution-themed car, qualified 17th with a speed of 231.461 miles an hour, and Devlin DeFrancesco in the Dogemobile will line up 16th on race day. The Canadian is the fastest of the 3 full-time Rahal Letterman Lanigan cars. Moving up to row 5, Santino Ferrucci is going to have more work to do than he ever has at Foyt, starting 15th on the outside of row 5. Ed Carpenter barely didn't make the Fast 12, but he will end up 14th with an average speed of 231.633. And Kyffin Simpson in the number 8 is the slowest of the Ganassi cars, lining up 14th. The 20-year-old from the Cayman Islands had an average qualifying speed of 231.641 miles per hour. Now moving up into the top 12, both Connor Daly and Alexander Rossi did not make the Fast 12, with Daly's number 76 missing out by mere inches at the end of Saturday's session. but after the penalties to the two Penske cars of Power and Newgarden, Connor Daly and Alexander Rossi will start in the middle and on the outside of row number 4. In 10th place, Scott McLaughlin did not have a legal attenuator at the start of the Fast 12 qualifying session because he didn't even make it there. He flipped his primary car in the morning warm-up for the Fast 12 shootout on Sunday afternoon. Due to him being the fastest of the cars that did not take part in the Fast 12, he will line up 10th. But he will keep his original Saturday qualifying speed of 233.013 miles an hour. The number 3 could have been a contender for pole, but an unfortunate morning accident prevented him from taking any further part in Indy 500 qualifying. Moving up to row 3, Marcus Ericsson was kind of nowhere in the Fast 12, but he will start 9th due to the penalties of the Penske cars. Christian Lundgaard has struggled throughout practice, but still managed to find a great deal of qualifying speed, qualifying 8th in the number 7 Arrow McLaren entry. And David Malukas makes his return to the Indianapolis 500 after an off year in the wake of his firing by Arrow McLaren earlier in the season. Now driving for AJ Foyt, the funniest guy in the paddock, qualified 7th with an average speed of 231.599 miles an hour. Moving up to the Fast 6, Alex Palou hadn't managed any amazing qualifying speed throughout the week, but his number 10 team got the job done, making it into the Fast 6. However, he was the slowest of the 6 that advanced with an average of 231.378 miles per hour. The winner of 4 of the opening 5 races this year is still searching for a Borg-Warner trophy. And Felix Rosenqvist could not take the Creed car any higher than 5th place with an average qualifying speed of 231.917 miles an hour. And then we get to the 232s. Scott Dixon was the slowest car, setting a 232 mile an hour average. The Kiwi will line up 4th with an average of 232.052 miles per hour. And now, the front row. Pato O'Ward is looking for redemption after his heartbreak last year at the hands of Joseph Newgarden. He will line up 3rd with a 232.098 mile an hour qualifying average. Then there's Takuma Sato, who shocked the entire paddock by taking a Rahal Letterman Lanigan car that hadn't been built even a week ago and sticking it in the middle of the front row. The 2-time Indy 500 winner has the best car he's had in years and is searching for that 3rd Borg-Warner trophy. But the biggest surprise of the month came from a team and a driver who had never competed on an oval before. The first Israeli to ever qualify for the Indianapolis 500 and the first rookie to sit on the pole since Teo Fabi in 1983. Robert Schwartzman was the only driver with a car strong enough to keep Sato off pole position. Due to the inexperience of both team and driver, the number 83 was picked as a potential bump candidate earlier in the month. But the 25-year-old from Tel Aviv had a car on rails during Sunday evening's Fast 6 qualifying, putting it on pole position with a 4-lap average of 232.790 miles per hour. There is your starting grid for the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500. There are a whole lot of new faces in a whole lot of new places. This year's race is going to be incredibly exciting, so make sure you tune into Fox at noon Eastern Time on Sunday, May 25th for the 109th running of the greatest spectacle in racing. And make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss any more TWIR uploads and news from around the motorsports world. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.